going on? Short video. Um, this is Nate's intelligence interpretation of the recently revealed and there's indictments or charges filed in what's being called a murder for hire plot from the Iranian regime. And so, how should a normal person interpret something like this? Well, so it doesn't seem first the first thing that jumps out is like murder for hire isn't the words you typically use when you're talking about covert actions. Secondly, it appears that intelligence was easy enough to gather that it was either the worst covert operation ever or it was some form of political signaling. And third, the way the media is reporting on this and with the horse and pony show, as people say, and wherever that started, is this appears in some way like the U.S. media is linking this to the assassination of an Iranian general by a drone back in whatever year that was, however long ago that was. And so, there's sort of a lot of issues. I think obviously first targeting free media and targeting POTUS, right? If that's the actual story, that's what's happening. Those should both clearly be sort of no-goes, right? And why is that? Well, the sort of implication is that no one wants to get into a sophomore pissing match that involves everyday people around this kind of stuff. If you want to ask if the U.S. has a grasp on the security of the president, security within their borders, and if they have a grasp on a way to manage strategy in a way that is equitable and egalitarian towards other governments that are doing the same shit as we are, there's a valid way to ask that question, and there's ways that question you don't need to ask that way. Yeah, and so I hope the Justice Department can take this seriously. I hope there can be back channeling rather than a formal U.S. response, because you never know, if you want to, penalize the entire Iranian government. That's not something I'm about. And I also don't see this as an issue for the United States that requires doing anything other than commandeering levels of violence, which people, they might just organically be inviting that. If that's not the case, then, anyways, I think this sort of plays into the question I had for President Trump the other day, which is, what are you planning on doing? When are you going to be able to present a plan? Because what you're doing right now is slipping around on the ice. I don't justify the fact if you're trying to just make a bunch of noise. I don't justify the fact that you're putting incompetent people with facial, with recognition in front of the microphone. That's all a bunch of bullshit. And there's a mosquito here. Hello, friend. And there's more important things. That's the other part is, if we're talking about just how this goes down is, we can't be using intelligence agencies for this type of stuff. And we can't be sending any executive functions in any government out to do things that they're not supposed to be doing, that they're not tasked with doing. We need a more mature form of realism. And I don't think that's what Trump's saying. Not really. He's inconsistent. He lost my faith on day zero. No posturing. What does he do right away? He postures. No posturing. What does he encourage? Posturing. None of it. Nothing. Just nothing.